Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the Footy Show daily. We are here live on Patreon as we speak to discuss all the latest footy news in the week. That Premier League football returns. It is back in 2 days. The first couple of fixtures. But over the week, look, Baz is like that, getting all the latest news. But over the week, we had the return of the Liga. We also had Italian football returning in cup competition with Ronaldo missing a penalty for Juventus, but they still went through.
Away goal, yeah.
They went through. Napoli got a draw with Inter as well. That's seen them go through. So Napoli will play Juventus in the final of their Coppa.
It was a decent game actually. That Inter, the Napoli Inter Milan game, it was decent. Weird although it was very similar to the European games at Napoli, where because a lot of times at the stadiums they're sparsely full, aren't they? But it was a good game. Great goal for Napoli, the equaliser. Ospina, quick ball down the field to Insigne, and he slid it across, and Dries Mertens coming.
But we saw the Liga return over the weekend with the, I suppose, the innovations in the stadium technology. We'd seen already the Bundesliga using the in-stadium crowd, well, for the people at home, get the crowd noise, and that seems to work pretty well. But we've seen with the Liga them using this technology to make it look like not really like the fans were there. You know, it wasn't like FIFA or PES fans in the crowd, but just a colour and a movement and just this layering over of the seats and then putting like the sponsors and stuff on it. I thought some grounds more than others it was really effective. Didn't work everywhere because sometimes when there was like a quick cut or something, you'd see the seats or you'd see other areas. But for some grounds, I thought it worked really well.
Yeah, it was weird at first to get used to because it was the graphics on the screen were a bit, watching the Atletico Madrid and the Bilbao game, and just on one occasion there was a ball to the back post and the fella put his leg up. I think it was Inaki Williams put his foot out to control the ball, and it was full on disappeared for a second. Then he pulled it down because of the way they were using the graphics. But in general, yeah, it's distraction. It takes your eyes away from the fact that it's empty seats. I've said it before. I know there's people who don't like it, and there'll be people who just, I've seen people saying, why is anyone making the effort to make it look better? It's not the same with fans, but we can't go in stadiums. We can't go into stadiums, and the games need to be or will be played, so make it look as good as it can. And I still don't think it worked as good as what the cardboard cutouts do at Borussia.
Well, no, because
they look well.
They're real, aren't they?
They're a physical thing.
They're real. They're a physical thing. Yeah. They don't. As you just mentioned there, you get instances of things like that where, they're layered on top of the seats, and it does work quite well. I was watching a bit of the Real Madrid game, which was weird anyway because they were playing at their little mini stadium at the training ground at the Stefano Stadium. But it worked quite well there because it was small. It was a small area, but in some of the larger stadiums, it didn't quite work. But it's to be expected. It's the trialing something, trying it, and it's, as you just said, if you've got real things in the seats, whether it be cardboard or whatever, it's going to work a little bit better. And with the crowd, I thought the crowd noise worked quite well.
Crowd noise is very good. It's very, very good. And even in Germany with the whistles and and then the noise when they score, they're getting that right now. There's like live mixing going on, so that makes it sound better. I believe Sky and have got stuff lined up for the Premier League that's even better again. I know they're using FIFA noises and different things. They've got a lot of things lined up. Brighton have gone down the route of cardboard cutouts, and so they're selling them, and then it goes to charity, I think, afterwards, which I think is a really good idea. I get people that won't be able to afford them and stuff because it's tough times, but some people will, and they're buying them. So it's up to clubs to do different things. It'll be interesting to see what Premier League clubs do. I think the very least, I would like, from a personal perspective, is if you're not going to put cardboard cutouts or you can't green screen fans in, have big banners over the seats just to take your eye off those empty seats. Because I think even with having the banners and stuff over it, your mind can still be distracted to think the bits you can't see has got fans in because you can hear the noise. I wonder what, said this last week I think, but I wonder how the players would find it if they could have the crowd noise pumped in. Do you know what I mean? I wonder if there'd be a distraction or whether they'd kind of make them feel more like normal. I wonder, you know.
I don't know. When they train every day, they're not going to have that, are they? So it's like if you're training and you're training to a certain level, you just got the professionals. They've got to get on with it, haven't they? But you know, the Liga started as, you know, pretty much thought it was going to start. You know, good big wins for Real Madrid, big win for Barcelona. Straight back in the quality. You could see the quality. You know, we've seen that in the Bundesliga as well, haven't we? It's got. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's got a little bit closer, and we've seen Bayern Munich at the weekend and Dortmund winning narrowly with both with late goals. Dortmund later than ever. I think as the weeks have gone on, because as players have got fitter, that gap has closed. And it's going to be interesting to see whether that's going to be like that in the Premier League. I mean, that's not great for us, but it's the idea of, because teams are going to start slow and come into it, that quality is going to override the fitness levels. And as I say, that's not
just what you want first.
That's not what you want first game, is it?
Champions elect.
So it has got a little bit close in those leagues, and as we're saying there, Dortmund with a Haaland again with a very late header, fantastic header, but heartbreaking for Dusseldorf.
He got out of jail, didn't he? They hadn't been anywhere near as creative as what, you know, Jadon Sancho didn't have a very good game, and they were, you know, thought Dusseldorf would defend it brilliantly, got into shape brilliantly, and twice in the last 10 minutes hit the post, and they could have won it themselves, you know. One, it's the inside of the post, and one, it's the same fella, it's the outside of the post, and the second one in particular, just a touch more composure, he'd have scored. And then, you know, virtually the last kick of the game, Haaland do just come on as a sub, ball into the box, little flick header, and it's 1-0, and he's the difference. And then we seen Goretzka score late on for Bayern Munich at the Allianz, you know, and take the points there. So, yeah, tight games, but the two teams winning at the top, and Leipzig had already won on Friday night, hadn't they? So those three sides at the top consolidated their positions, and Bayern Munich can win it tomorrow night now, number 8, which they should win it tomorrow night. So so Germany gone, you know, and it's been successful, hasn't it, in Germany? They were the first to come back. It's reading stuff around it, it's been fine, there hasn't been any spikes in COVID positive tests or whatever. We're seeing more and more celebrations where they're hugging each other now and everything. But it's that's quite interesting, that, because we had a friendly over the weekends. I think it was Friday night. Spurs played Norwich. Norwich won 2-1, and Norwich had a player playing for them who was being tested positive. That player is going to have to self-isolate for 7 days. But it's just interesting that, you know, you're talking about doing things the right way. It's neither of those teams are going to have to self-isolate, because apparently, according to something that's been put out by Sky Sports News, is because none of the players spend enough time around each other, it can't be passed on. And he was asymptomatic. He's fine. He's not feeling any ill effects or anything, and his temperature was fine, and obviously they're monitoring the heart rate and everything, and all the numbers are fine. But I guess there's testing again, isn't there? Today, I think there's been testing. So if everything's negative, everything else is negative after that. If all those tests come back from those two teams and no one's got it. It just seems a bit strange, though, that, doesn't it? It just seems a little bit weird. It just seems a bit weird, you know what I mean? You would think that everyone would be on the pitch or seeing it, but if they've got the numbers to back it up, if they've got the numbers to where how long people need to be spending with each other, then there's not really much you can counter it with, is there? They've obviously got the science behind them, so have to go and see how we go along, won't we? You know, we've already seen Michael O'Neill was tested positive last week, wasn't he? You know, they were supposed to have a friendly at the weekend and it was called off. So the manager getting and seeing a couple of their players saying, oh, you know, when the manager gets it hits home to you that it's, you know, it's real or whatever. Because I suppose for a lot of these players, they live in a bubble anyway, most of the time, don't they? And they'll just be coming to training and they've getting all the temperature done and doing all of those things, and it's just like, yeah, you know, we're all fine, the training's going on, a bit more relaxed. They'll start feeling like everything's kind of normal. So when there is a positive test, it's probably like a little bit of a jolt to go, oh yeah, but then you'd hope that, like everybody who gets it, the people who've got it just make a quick recovery, you know, and are fine with it. So it's, you know, it's going to be interesting, but Premier League is back this week, so, you know, what are we, 2 days away from the first couple of games back, so it'll be interesting to see how, because I remember us speaking a while ago now, talking about Manchester City and saying we felt as though this would really suit Man City, this type of football, because
God, I hope so.
Yeah. Because they do like to play training ground football, and it'll be very interesting to see if that is the case, if they do it. You know, he's normally got them drilled really well, hasn't he? So
well, there's a couple of games in Spanish League tonight. Levante playing Seville. Well, if you're watching this live, playing 6:30. If you're not, they might have already played. And Betis are playing Granada at 9 o'clock in the UK. They both played Friday, didn't they? So
Thursday. No, Friday, sorry.
Was it Thursday or Friday? I don't know.
Thursday it was, the first game back, yeah.
So obviously there's games Seville, there, and then there's games in Germany, and then the Premier League Wednesday. Is Premier League Thursday as well?
No.
No,
it's Wednesday and then Saturday, isn't it?
Yeah, it's the Real Madrid playing Valencia on Thursday. There's playoff football, League 2 playoff football on Thursday, Premier League on Friday.
Oh, it's the Friday.
Yeah, Norwich, Southampton, 6 o'clock, Tottenham and United. Play Friday. Yeah, so
and
it's...
then the full thing then, isn't it?
And then Saturday, there's... Yeah, they're all different kickoffs, aren't they?
They're all
different kickoff times, yeah.
And then what about Sunday?
Sunday, there's 3 games, 2, 4:15, 7 o'clock, that's us, obviously. And then on the Monday night, there's Man City are playing. So it's pretty much non-stop now. There's football on every single night, whether you like it or not. Tomorrow night, tomorrow night's probably one of the only nights there's no real... No, hang on. Sorry, where am I? I'm losing the
16th of June.
I'm losing the plot here. Sorry, just Germany tomorrow night, isn't it? And there's the Liga.
Yeah, so set by
win
the league.
Barcelona playing tomorrow night. So there's just footy.
Wall-to-wall football now.
Wall-to-wall football, non-stop.
Let's
just get... Kane said Napoli knocking out Inter on Saturday night, another season. It looks like without a trophy for Romelu Lukaku since leaving Everton for trophies.
Kane gauntlets down there,
he's put the boot in there.
He's put
the boot in. Gary Ward says the Bundesliga broadcasts have gotten better at timing the crowd noise to the gameplay over the last couple of weeks. So that's it, isn't it? It's a learning curve for everyone. You know, they're all like practicing, they're all hitting the buttons at the right time. Gareth Hughes says, talking about World Cup style tournament for the Premier League the other day, maybe once the FA Cup gets down to the last 16, halt it. Then use the slots for those last 4 games for Premier League games. The season will finish early and the last 16 can then play in an overseas location for the FA Cup. Have earlier rounds seeded so all the big teams should make it there. But what an opportunity for the lower league teams as well. Also better if that's happening, not one single team would feel the weakened team in the earlier rounds. Would be amazing. Would it be amazing? Would it be amazing if Everton got to the FA Cup final and it was played
in Arizona,
in a different country? Would that really be amazing? Would it? You know, and also the seeded team thing. You know, doesn't that take the magic away?
They'll just create another Premier League trophy if they're going to do anything abroad, won't they?
Yeah. Big story coming out of Scotland today is that they announced that they'd voted that they weren't going to alter what had happened with the way their season had finished. So Hearts have announced their intention to pursue legal action against the relegation after only 16 clubs indicated that they would vote for a league reconstruction and a 14-team Premier League for next season. Various discussions have been held over potential reconstruction plans since the season was curtailed in Scotland due to the coronavirus. But the organisation have now announced that only 16 to 42 members supported a plan for an extended top flight and an informal voting, meaning Hearts, Partick Thistle and Stranraer's relegations have been confirmed. There's nowhere really, there's just nothing is that really can do with it. Scotland, I think Rangers are back in pre-season training today. So that just shows you the quick turnabout. And I think for Scotland, that's...
Well, they start on August 1st.
And of course, yeah, and with the financial limitations of the league, the testing really couldn't be looked at. Hearts obviously are saying, you know, we'll just expand the Premier League, but I suppose it's a case of, well, why should you get it? You know, we've decided on this being the way things are going to be. Yeah. And unfortunately, you're the casualty of it.
Yeah. And sad, like, isn't it? We spoke about Sammy last week, didn't we? Who felt aggrieved, and we spoke about Wigan jumping from 8 to be in the playoffs and teams missing out, you know, and it's what can you do? Do you know what I mean? What can you do? It's an unusual set of circumstances. It's not fair. Of course it isn't fair. You always want to be in control of your own destiny. If you're not good enough to stay up, then you're not good enough to stay up. But if it's done because you've been denied the opportunity to get those points, you know, quite often a club will go on a run and get themselves out of trouble. So everything they've done beforehand, you can't really take into consideration. But it's the same when you've seen teams drop like a stone. Who've been, I remember Hull were 5th at Christmas and ended up being relegated and things like that. So just
going back to the Bundesliga, because it's just come to mind. Big win for Werder Bremen and Davy Klassen and a couple of goals. And that now, I know it was against Paderborn and Anthony Evans got I think it was his first start, wasn't it? Yeah. But they've pulled themselves level, haven't they, with Dusseldorf. So they've got what is it, 3 games left now?
3 games.
So they've got a real opportunity now to try and either get themselves into that playoff spot or you know, keep themselves out of it.
Yeah. It was a huge win. And Mainz lost, didn't he?
Yeah, so they're 3 points behind Mainz, on the same points as Dusseldorf, just behind in goal difference. So Union Berlin, they won, didn't they?
They won, yeah.
They won, so they may have just pulled themselves out of it.
Augsburg beat Mainz.
So they're on 35 as well, Cologne on 35. So Bremen, Dusseldorf and Mainz now with the 3 teams. And
playing for that.
You know, Werder Bremen will probably think that they might have a chance, especially when you score that amount of goals, you know, given that confidence.
Yeah, they batter Paderborn. Paderborn looked way short. Davy Klassen, 2 cracking goals, great header, a great volley. And generally was part of everything they did well. It doesn't mean I think he should be Everton's captain and all that. He just did, you know, he done well enough.
They do play Bayern Munich tomorrow, so that'll be a tough game.
Especially Bayern trying to win the league.
Yeah, I mean, it is a Werder, I don't know, I mean, it doesn't mean anything now, does it really?
Well, I think I'm right in saying they've won 3 games since they come back and they've all been away from home.
Yeah. Well, Dusseldorf are playing away at Leipzig, though, so they've got a tough game as well. And was it Mainz, the other one?
Mainz is the 3rd one.
They're playing Dortmund away. Yeah. So this one could go down.
Well, it will do, because there'll be 2 games at the weekend, and you don't expect any of those 3 teams to get a point.
Well, at the weekend, next Saturday.
Go on.
Mainz are playing Werder Bremen.
Who's Dusseldorf got?
Dusseldorf are playing Augsburg.
Oh, okay.
So there's a couple of biggies. That Mainz Bremen game, 2:30.
Nice draw and a win for Dusseldorf.
That is a big one. Leipzig are playing.
I want Dusseldorf to stay up.
Leipzig are playing Dortmund at the same time. So a couple of cracking games there.
Yeah, and then it'll mean it'll go down to the final weekend.
Could go down to the final weekend.
Wow. Incredible.
There you go. Big un. Big uns.
Absolute
big uns.
There is some.
Let's see what else we've got in the comments. Paul Cattle says, I spoke to Kevin Ellison the other week and he said he played in a playoff game in stadium crowd noise, and they used in stadium crowd noises. He said it was much better, helps the players get ready. Okay. Steve Hardy says, let's face it, Liverpool are going to win the league. Well, yeah, we know that. He said, but obviously hope City beat Liverpool so they can't win at Goodison. But then I'm thinking maybe it would be better if Liverpool win the league in an anticlimactic fashion with City losing against Burnley. So Liverpool win the title without playing. Then we don't see all the celebrating on the pitch after the win. I mean, why would you see it anyway? I mean, I won't. Listen. Just do it anywhere. Just don't do it at Goodison.
Just make your peace with it and move on.
They're winning it. Just don't do it at Goodison.
They deserve to win it.
Right? Simple as that. And but it doesn't really matter, does it? You know, Man City hopefully will beat Arsenal or at least get a draw against Arsenal, and then they can win it at home against Palace.
Yeah.
And everyone's happy. Surely everyone's happy with that. Then they can win it at home against Palace. Surely
That's where you'd want to win.
That's where they'd want to win it. Because there was talk over the weekend that they might, and then this just seems like the most bizarre thing that I'd ever seen, saying that they could get the trophy in the Park End car park.
Yeah, but you know that I'd seen a
but
thing.
Why even suggest that though?
No.
In these circumstances, the way we are now.
Because what he was saying was, if City get beat by Arsenal and Liverpool win it that night, so they'd have it ready to give them in the dressing room in the Park End.
But why though? Why? Surely that would surely just even creating a story like that is baiting.
It's what they do, though.
Baiting fans of both sides, isn't it?
Yeah.
Creating an atmosphere of
we'll stop you celebrate, or we were going to be celebrating and all that.
That to me is just there's no responsibility in that at all. It really poor that. Anything else before we go?
Well, just some like news.
Go on then.
Things going round. Andy Cole said Graham Souness was a bully when he managed them at Blackburn.
I am shocked by that.
He said,
I am shocked. I had no idea that he was a bully.
He gets frustrated when he talks about Paul Pogba. He said Andy Cole has described Graham Souness as a bully in his time as Blackburn manager, and added the way he speaks about Paul Pogba today makes him feel frustrated. Souness signed Cole from Man United in 2001. They won the League Cup, but Cole reported Souness to the Professional Footballers Association for unfair treatment.
Let me just say this. I don't think Graham Souness will be talking about Paul Pogba like that now.
Well, he can't, can he?
I don't think he'll be talking about him like that.
He can't.
Let me just add a couple of stories.
Well, go on, because I've got a couple more.
All right, Marcus Rashford, amazing. What a man. What a young man.
Outstanding.
Has urged MPs to extend food voucher scheme for kids over the summer who are not in school. A reporter saying tonight the government have dismissed it. What a brilliant young man. His mum must be very, very proud of him. Using his fame and his influence for all the right reasons. Absolutely amazing. His soon-to-be teammate, Dean Henderson. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has said that he will be the Man United #1 and the England #1. Chris Wilder has confirmed initial talks have taken place over bringing the goalkeeper back next season.
Really?
So
the Hayat.
That's really interesting. No, but that's really interesting, though, isn't it? Sheffield. What's mad is Man United and Sheffield United are sort of vying for that spot, and yet the Man United goalkeeper is at Sheffield United, and then the manager's coming out of Man United sweet talking and saying he's going to be the #1. It's that. I'm not sure that was the right thing to do by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I think he just should have kept his mouth shut. But do you think that he could possibly maybe stay next season for one more season at Sheffield United, and then maybe after another year, and then, you know...
He's 23, is he?
He's 23 now.
So another year, 24, still a great age for a goalkeeper.
Might be the right time for De Gea
to... the right time then for De Gea to move, because obviously Solskjaer said he wants De Gea to stay, so... I don't know, I mean, top clubs have top players in positions, don't they? Vying for places, but United would have two of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League then if you had both of them, wouldn't he? So, I'm surprised though, because I'm surprised.
Surprised that he might stay on loan?
Yeah. But then again, it makes sense.
What good is it him sitting on the bench at Man United?
But then I didn't know whether he'd come back, because they will be in Europe. So they'd have games for him to play to get used to that. But they've still got Romero, haven't they? Who's a good keeper as well. So
who has been, I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer actually said he was the best #2 in the Premier League. Which he probably is, because most of the #2s are dreadful. So about quality drop-off. But
Phil Thompson's had to go at Liverpool for not signing Timo Werner. said you have to strengthen when you're on the top.
Even if you've got no money.
Well, they don't look at it like that, do they? I think people still believe that it's, still believe that you can just do whatever you want. Arteta's refusing to give up hope of Aubameyang signing a new deal as he weighs up interest from Real Madrid, Barcelona and Inter Milan.
Aubameyang has said it's in Arsenal's court. In other words, give me a big contract offer and I'll consider
Well,
it.
a contract offer he turned down. He said they've not come back to him with another one. So which means that with 12
he's got a year left, hasn't he? And so has Lacazette.
This is interesting as well. Aurelio De Laurentiis, the Napoli owner, has said, I don't know anyone, S-H-I-T, when talking about Koulibaly. He said, I'm not going to cut the price of Koulibaly because of COVID. I want him to go. He said, the only way I'll consider it is if Manchester United or Manchester City offer 92.
But this is what we were talking about last week about Sane, saying about the price. And saying, well, why should Man City cut a price for a player they don't want to sell? That's his price. Every player has a price. We know that. You know, Ted DiBiase taught us that. Every player has a price. And if you're not willing to pay it, then, and we don't want to sell, then the player plays. That's life. You know, he's got a contract. And, you know, there's no bio clauses and all this kind of stuff. So that's just the way it is. And they don't want to sell Koulibaly. So fair play to him. You know,
it's up to him, isn't it? It's up to, he owns the player, whether you like it or you don't. He owns, you know, they own the player. If they don't want to sell him because they don't feel as though it's within their best interest, then I suppose they don't have to. It's just the way it is. Man United will step up their chase for £75 million man Jack Grealish after being told Jadon Sancho is not moving anywhere this summer.
Interesting.
So there you go.
75 million. There you go. Couple of more comments before we go. Dave Hamilton says, hello lads, catching a live one for a change. Made my peace with them winning in January, plus only watch them when they're playing us. Exactly the same. And let's finish it on a high point. Sally says, wouldn't it be hilarious if Newcastle's proposed takeover fell through?
Well, that one should fall through. There shouldn't be any. It shouldn't even be a thing anymore. It's been proven that, you know, they've pirated and everything. And doing it to the Premier League, you have to approve it. So there's no way, and that's ignoring everything else that goes on in that region. What's gone on? Yeah.
And yet, I would not be surprised if they give it the big rubber stamp.
No, well, I can't. The people who kind of know things in the press are making more and more noises.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, I still would not be surprised.
No, but I think what will happen is, I think the Californian businessman will take Newcastle over. So I think they will still be taking over. And fair play to them. Then he's there. You know, he'll have a plan of how to make Newcastle better. And why not? They're a club that have got big fan base and are ready to be, you know, have money put into them. But I just think the Saudi Arabia one should just be straight off the table.
That should be whacked. There you go. This has been the Footy Show Daily. If you haven't watched us live because you're watching on YouTube, then jump over on Patreon. Links in the description.
Thanks for watching us on YouTube as well.
Yeah, but links in the description. You know, come and watch us on Patreon. It's sound. And what are you putting on there?
I don't know.
And in about 15 minutes, we'll be doing another live, the Live of 5 show, where we'll be answering all your Everton questions, the ones that people have left for this show that we don't answer because this is a footy show. So join us in about 15 minutes or so for that, if you're on Patreon. If not, thanks for watching. Give this video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you later.
Peace.